Hey, I'm Logen Cure. I am the host of Inner Moonlight, the Wild Detectives monthly poetry reading series. Believe it or not, we got started in April 2 years ago, meaning that right now is not only National Poetry Month, but it is the second anniversary of Inner Moonlight. So normally we would do this in person, we would throw a big old poetry party, but because we can't do that, I'm so grateful that the Wild Detectives is continuing to make space for us. I have curated for you a playlist of videos of some of our features from the last year, the second year of Inner Moonlight. So as always, I am so stoked to present these writers to you. Curating Inner Moonlight is such a joy, and I hope that you can find some joy in these videos. So thank you so much to the Wild Detectives for making space. Thank you to the writers for being brilliant and amazing. And thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all good out there.
Hi, I'm Jenny Molberg, and this is Inner Moonlight. Thank you so much to Logen Cure for curating this wonderful virtual reading series experience. I'm going to read to you a poem from my newest collection of poems, Refusal, from LSU Press. This is Loving Ophelia Is. Loving Ophelia is loving a ghost. And loving a ghost is loving yourself. And loving yourself is a sudden sorrow. And a sudden sorrow is the place where the river pools. And the place where the river pools is not suicide. And not suicide is confronting the unknown. And confronting the unknown is the active condition of womanhood. And the active condition of womanhood is the beauteous nature of Denmark. And the beauteous nature of Denmark is lovesickness. And lovesickness is obsession with a version of yourself. An obsession with a version of yourself is egomania. And egomania is a room of mirrors. And a room of mirrors is love and hate simultaneously. And love and hate simultaneously is the trick of abuse. And the trick of abuse is a vexation of the mind. And a vexation of the mind is the feeble dawn of gaslight and tea. And the feeble dawn of gaslight and tea is an overbearing husband. And an overbearing husband is a soliloquy of cliches. And a soliloquy of cliches is the misery of scholars. And the misery of scholars is an old friend's skull. And an old friend's skull is a sudden sorrow. And a sudden sorrow is holding one's breath. And holding one's breath is swimming away. And swimming away is the other shore on which Ophelia has woken.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra Corinth. Happy second anniversary to Inner Moonlight. I'm really excited to be a part of this celebration. Today I will be reading for you When Your Body is the Pyre, which was published in Construction Literary Magazine in June of last year. 1. If you've never seen the river burning, you can't know how pollution tastes in the blood. When your bones betray the only thing you've ever expected them to do, 2. Who thought submerging electric currents in a body of mostly water wouldn't pose a risk to the creatures that make the sea their home? 3. The man who shares my bed made his vows years ago. He doesn't seem to mind the revisions, addendums, his signature again and again. 4. I've become obsessed with the word spine. A lover that sinks anchors in my flesh but abandons ship before we leave shore. I scream to the sky each night as if baring my teeth will reverse tides or the flow of time. 5. I never asked to be set on fire, but if I must live in flames, I might as well learn how to keep the smoke out of my eyes. Thank you.
This poem is a tribute to Mary Oliver, who was so good at reminding us about what was beautiful in the world, especially in times when, like now, when it's hard to see the beauty, and so it felt like this would be an appropriate one to read. It's called Honeysuckle, after Wild Geese. Honeysuckle. I do not have to be good, the poet tells me. I do not have to keep my face forward for decades against the wind, steadfast. I am allowed to fold the thin pages of myself softly away. Tell me about despair, poet, the serrated edge of the night, while the world grays awake, while the trees and the long fields framed in fences lie open under the sky, under the sun and the weightless clouds, the stars and the gleaming moon. Wherever I wander, no matter how distant, the earth unfolds itself in sweetness, and the honeysuckle, thick blooming, makes the air taste of peaches, of honey rich and weighted,